The information shared on Podcast of the Paranormal episodes or social media pages is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional social work advice, assessment, or treatment. This podcast is not meant to diagnose, treat, or provide medical advice. Please do not act or refrain from acting based on anything you hear, see, or read on Podcast of the Paranormal or associated social media. Communicating with Podcast of the Paranormal via email and/or social media does not constitute or form a therapeutic alliance. Gabrielle, an operator of Podcast of the Paranormal, is not able to provide therapeutic advice, treatment, or feedback. If you're experiencing a crisis or need professional support, please contact a qualified social worker, therapist, or mental health professional. For crisis support in the United States, please dial 988 for the Crisis and Suicide Lifeline or text HOME to 741-741 for the crisis text line. Again, that is 988 or 741-741 for the crisis text line. In other countries, please search online for crisis hotline and mental health resources in your area. This disclaimer is subject to change without notice. Thank you. Enjoy the podcast. There is nothing wrong with your podcast streaming service. We now control your device. This is not a test. This is Podcast of the Paranormal. Close your curtains and stay away from your windows. Lock your doors, turn off your lights. Get your snacks and drinks ready. Get to your basement or attic. The podcast is about to begin.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Podcast of the Paranormal.
Hello, everyone. It's Gabrielle. Today's episode isn't exactly little ear friendly. So if you have kids around, go ahead, press pause, pop in your headphones, or save this episode to listen to later, and we'll be right here when you get back.
So who do we have with us today?
Today we have Courtney, who is joining us, and she had a near-death experience, and she's been on a path of searching for answers to explain those experiences. So we'd like to welcome her today. Courtney, do you want to just jump right into it?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. So I'm from Putnam County, West Virginia. This is my story, and as crazy as it all may sound, I promise it's 100% true. In the summer of 2023, I survived a near fatal attack in my home. I was stabbed 6 times. 5 of those wounds were to my neck. By all accounts, I should not be here today, but what I'm really here to talk about it's not just the attack, it's everything that happened before and after that I can't explain. Because months before it happened, I was told I wouldn't make it past June.
Wow.
So how did that come to you?
Well, so this realization, it came a couple months before that, towards the beginning of the year, but there were a lot of things going on in my life at the time that they just weren't good things at all. There was a lot of trauma. So, and then this thought, I don't even know if it was a thought. It was like this voice said something to me on a random day, and it was like an unshakable feeling, but it didn't feel threatening, and it wasn't, I've struggled with mental health for many years, and it wasn't the same as wanting to hurt myself.
Right. I think I know what you're talking about too. It's just it's in your head, but you can hear it, but it's not really a voice. It's just a thought basically, but you're that's not mine.
Right. It's Who is this other voice? Because that's not the voice I usually hear in my head.
Yeah.
What's going on? But it was such a strong thing that I even went to my therapist I was seeing at the time, and he asked me, he's like, well, you're not thinking about trying to do anything, right? And I was like, well, no, not at all. That's why it's so weird. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
But it was after that thought happened that just some weird, strange things started happening around me, and it was actually happening to the guy I was seeing at the time and a friend of ours, and it was like a warning. It was something was trying to get our attention.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious, did your friends have like similar experiences with that inner voice speaking to them? Was it like, were you guys able to put that together and say, hey, I think we're having like kind of like a collective group experience here?
No, it was more like, it was all like kind of separate. It was more like they saw things that weren't there.
Okay.
I heard the voice. Like there was an addition built onto my house at the time, and both of them independently, like from me, saw a shadow back in the room that of this addition, and it was unexplainable. Like it was just right in the middle of the floor. So we would just shut that door and be like, "Well, we're not going to acknowledge that because,
Yeah.
But it was repeatedly for months and months and months.
Can you describe the shadow?
It looked just like a man's shadow. I mean, and it was average height, like, but the lights would be on in the room, and there was nothing in there, like, to be causing a shadow, and it didn't move. It just stayed right there.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting that it wasn't moving.
Yeah.
It didn't speak or anything like that?
Nope. Nothing.
Now, how did it make you guys feel?
It was very weird. And it was one of those things that's like, well, maybe if we don't acknowledge that, it'll just go away.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times when people see things that they can't explain, their first reaction is it's negative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's like you're seeing something that shouldn't be there, something that shouldn't be happening. Like, oh my God, like what did I just see? This can't be real. This has to be here to hurt me. Now, did you feel like it was a negative presence or kind of neutral?
Kind of neutral. Like I never got bad feelings from it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you'll remember that, kind of remember that shadow, and then maybe try to keep in mind the voice saying, I'm not going to live past June.
Yeah.
So in the early morning hours of June 25th is when I was attacked. I regained consciousness in the same room where that shadow had been standing, in that exact spot. Despite like how severe my injuries were, and I know I was in trouble. I knew. When I woke up in the floor, I knew I was in trouble. I could feel blood,
Mm-hmm.
but I felt no pain. There was no fear, no panic. Instead, I experienced like an overwhelming sense of peace and comfort.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. Like I didn't have, when a lot of times with trauma, you don't exactly remember what happened to you, but I wasn't afraid. I knew I was in trouble, no fear. But that's when I started hearing multiple voices layered together. Like they almost sounded like static or like a language I couldn't understand. But I heard one of the voices clearly say, "Oh no, guys, Courtney's in trouble."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's when it kind of like, I'm looking around me, and I was physically in that room alone. Like there was nobody around me. I don't know where the girl who attacked me went, but she was not in there. But my eyes became like fixated on this spot. And I had this strong like internal awareness that I was not alone, but that I was looking in the spot that Jesus was there, that he was in the room with me, that was where he was. I heard my aunt Donna passed away in 2018. She's one of my favorite people. But I heard her voice clear as day, and she told me, it's okay to rest your eyes, just breathe.
Yeah, you're ticking a lot of boxes here for an NDE.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that might fall under that.
Yeah.
But I lost consciousness again shortly after that, and I woke up a couple days later in the hospital on life support. My mom had been told that basically she was coming up there to identify my body, and that there's a good chance I'm not going to make it. But while I was actually in the hospital, I experienced another something that I don't know if it was a dream realm or reality or where I was. It could have been something else entirely. But I remember being in a vehicle and I was frantic, and I was saying over and over again, I have to find my kids. I can't leave without my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew there were other people in the vehicle with me, one in the driver's seat, one in the back seat. At the time, I couldn't identify who those people were. But fast forward to today, before we get back, during a conversation with my son, he began describing details about my stabbing, details he hadn't been told. My parents, he'd been staying with them at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and they made sure to kind of shield him from everything beyond the fact that I had been hurt and survived. So there was no clear explanation for how he knew what he was talking about. And then it hit me, he was the one in the back seat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, like, that was kind of chilling to me, and it made me wonder, like, did I somehow reach him, or did he reach me?
Oh, like almost like a projection sort of thing, yeah.
Right. I don't understand.
Now, did you have this vision before you woke up, before you came to in the hospital, or was it after at some point?
Oh, no, it was before.
It was before, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so your brain was pretty active while you were in the hospital bed.
Oh, yeah, which was crazy. Because every first responder I've talked to that was at my house that night, they all said that we were positive you were going to die on the way to hospital.
Oh my God.
We didn't think you were going to make it. But then so that's today, but if we go back to, that's the eerie stuff around that day specifically. But then afterwards, I feel like that night kind of like opened up something for me, like a doorway or something, because things just continued and they got stronger and stronger over time.
Well, if I could interject real quick, that is a thing when people go through trauma. I mean, that must have been a horrible experience, right? So when people go through trauma, you see a lot of this stuff sort of happen around them. And I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of liminal spaces with the paranormal.
I've never heard that.
So it's an in-between. It's almost like a transitional period or transitional stage. You have your previous self, right, before all this happened. And then the event happens, right? So that, like, right there, you're put right into this in-between stage where you're sort of open, like your brain is wired differently. It's kind of changed because you've gone through something traumatic.
See, and I would even explain a liminal space different in this situation where she's between living and dying.
Right.
Right. So she's in that like in-between space, and that leaves her open to things like being able to connect with her and contact her.
And she's
because
still
she's
there.
Like on, she's got a foot in both sides in a way.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that kind of makes a lot of sense now. Like I can see that.
I mean, it's theoretical too. We're not experts in this matter, but we do a lot of reading. We put patterns together, and we see like where there's trauma, there's usually paranormal experiences. So
yeah,
that's wild. Well, thanks for teaching me that. I appreciate that. So, like, if we go back to like the night of the attack, like it started happening to like my family too. Like my little sister, who lives miles away from me in like a very rural area. Like she woke up that night feeling like something was wrong. She couldn't sleep. She described getting up out of bed, and when she was walking back to her bed from like the kitchen, I think, there was a light that was coming from the woods towards her bedroom window at the exact time frame. I don't know if it was me trying to reach her or something else, but it was like something was trying to get her attention. She said the closer to her window it got, the bigger it got, and then it just disappeared. And I didn't learn that until a couple of weeks afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
But when I was released from the hospital, I stayed with her for a period of time. The experiences continued, but they were happening to me and her. For example, late one night, I saw a shadow figure inside of her home, and it was like the same presence I'd seen before, and the same one that seems to appear around the anniversary of my attack each year. it was standing outside her bedroom door, and I was staring at it from down the hall, and then it darted through her door into her room. And that's the first time I'd ever seen the shadow move.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so is it the same? Does it appear to be the same shadow every time, or has it changed over time?
I think it's the same. It looks the same.
Can you make out any details?
No.
No, it's just all black.
It's all black, but it's got a more masculine, build to it. I don't know if that makes sense or whatever.
No, totally. Yeah.
After that, she would hear knocking and the sound of door handles moving as if someone was trying to get in or move through the house. I was there for some of them weren't there, but those stopped as soon as I stopped staying there.
Oh, wow. Have you ever tried communicating with it?
Not like you all would do it. I just talk to it every once in a while if I see it. I don't know who it is or anything like that.
Right. We feel, a lot of people don't want to talk to these things, right?
Yeah.
Because they feel they're there to cause harm or, it's not natural, whatever. And then, of course, religion gets, I don't want to say gets in the way, but your religious beliefs, sometimes you're brought up to think that these things are, if they're not angels, what are they? If they're, it's very binary, right? It's angels and demons and all this. So if you had to, I promise I'm getting somewhere with this question, but if you had to put a label on it, and I know I asked this before, you said you didn't feel negative, it was very neutral. Do you feel like it relates to your religion in any way? Like whether it's, an angel, demon, guardian spirit, something in between?
I definitely get more of a guardian vibe sometimes. Other times I do have a feeling that it might be a little bit more sinister.
Okay.
I mean, 'cause sometimes, things will happen that it's like a comforting feeling even, but other times it's just bad. There are certain times that they give off bad vibes, definitely.
So do you think it's a little trickstery, like it's trying to come off as maybe like a very neutral or positive thing, but it's, maybe hiding its more sinister side?
I think it's possible. Very possible.
And how do you feel? Like this is still going on today, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Have you set boundaries?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I get any sort of bad feeling, I address it immediately. I've said openly several times, I'm a child of God. God will protect me. You're not doing this. You need to stop.
Does it listen?
Typically, it'll back off. It will. Strangely enough, it will do that.
Yeah, that checks out.
That's good.
The power, it's your intention. So it's the power of your intention that is basically you're setting a line, you're setting rules, you're drawing a line and you're saying, all right, it's cool that you're here, but I didn't like that. So please back away, and that's, I think you're doing it the right way, to be honest.
Awesome. Well, that's good to know. I'm sure my boyfriend will be very thrilled to know that I'm trying. That's what works for me.
And it could also maybe sense that you're scared and it doesn't want to scare you. So it backs off. I don't want to scare her. Oh, I scared her again. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, this stuff is weird. Especially the in between stuff that you can't. If it's not a loved one or it's not a spirit of someone you knew that's trying to help. If it's just a guardian spirit, odds are it's been around for a while.
Yeah,
it's older than all of us. So there might be a communication barrier. All hypothetical, of course, right?
Right.
But I just find it really interesting that when you set boundaries like that, it works, because I've heard a lot of stories where people say the Lord's Prayer and immediately, whatever it is that's on them backs off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and then sometimes I get the impression that maybe there's multiple. There's a couple of them.
Yeah, there could be.
That's interesting too, yeah.
But that's why I'm asking if it's changing over time and all that. But that would have been one of my questions too. If you think it's the same entity or if it's multiples. But yeah, that's very interesting. So what makes you say that it may be multiple?
Well, here's a perfect example that I could think of. After it happened, and the first time I went back to my house, I was trying to get some stuff together.
Mhm.
And because of the renovations I'd been doing in my house, like the air conditioning was unplugged, and this is July, so it's hot in there. And as I'm standing there, I feel something come up beside of me, and it's cold in this spot. And I feel it like it's wrapping its arm around me to be like, oh,
Mhm.
thank goodness you're okay.
Aw.
And then there were other times I'd go back to the house, and like I had a thing about closed doors. I don't like open doors, and I would go through the house and I would shut all the doors. And then one day I felt something pull back. Then it was like that same night I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. And of course, you know, this is like late at night, and no sooner than I shut my front door, there was banging inside that house, and I hear a knock, 3 knocks on the bathroom window.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was very eerie. That's one of the bad feelings. It's like, oh, I needed to get out of there.
Yeah.
I wasn't welcome.
Yeah, I mean, we found when things like that happen, when we addressed it right away, it, you know, I don't know if it's a placebo effect.
Maybe.
Again, you draw a line and you say, hey, cool it back off. And it's worked for us, you know, so
Yeah.
far. We really haven't had any terrible negative experiences. We've had some things that scared the crap out of us, but nothing that was really harmful.
See, I just, because I, like, didn't know what I was messing with, like, I didn't really, like, at first really want to say much, but that night with the bathroom door, when it pulled back, I opened the door, and I was like, I don't know what you are, but you're going to have to wait till I leave. Like, you're not doing this right now.
And of course, there could be a perfectly natural explanation for everything, right? You could have a pressure issue in the house. You know, some windows are open or all the windows are closed, and then you pull on the door, and, you know, air pressure does weird things, right?
Right.
You see it in office buildings when the air pressure's off, the front doors sometimes push open on their own.
Yep.
So, and I'm not trying to say that I don't believe you.
Of course.
I'm just saying sometimes there is a natural explanation for things. Maybe not the banks. I don't know about those.
Right.
Yeah, of course. Like, and I'm open to all of that. You know, I'd love to know. But since then, I mean, that was almost the 3-year anniversary's coming up.
Yeah.
Every year around the anniversary, typically within about the end of April, things will start kind of acting up again. They become more noticeable, like the shadow figures come back, the sounds, just increased awareness. And I know some of that probably is related to like trauma and PTSD.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say that. Some of that could be you, but that doesn't negate the fact that this stuff is happening.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because there is, you know, there's all that intent and that energy that you're putting into it too, and you're still having that repeated trauma on the anniversary. It's almost like, I don't want to say you're creating a haunting, but it could be drawn to that energy and say, hey, remember me?
Like you're priming it.
Right.
I was here for you that night. I tried to warn you, whatever the case may be.
Oh, and that makes total sense. And like, that's why sometimes, like, when I'll hear it or like I'll think I see it, I'm like, I'm probably just let it go. But like, there's sometimes, you know, like if I'm home and my boyfriend's home, we'll end up looking at each other and we'll be like, you saw that, right? As long as you see, right? I'm not just losing it. Like,
can you give us an example of maybe something that your boyfriend saw?
Let's see. Let's pick from a number of things. What comes to mind for you?
Oh, God. The child, like, footsteps that running up and down the halls at night.
Yeah, the footsteps are a big one. It likes to play in the hallway here.
Closet doors are, like, rattling around.
Yeah, and it likes to knock on the closet doors for sure.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
It's always the hallways and the stairs and stuff like that. Yeah, because those are high traffic places. Again, it's another space between floors, a space between rooms. It's another liminal space. So we see that a lot.
Wow. Well, okay. Well, that makes sense then. But yeah, it makes itself known, but it's more of a playful vibe or like a good one. It doesn't feel threatening or anything, but there are, especially closer to the date of the attack, the anniversary, that's when like the kind of the bad ones, I feel like, come out to play a little bit more so. And I think they just like to scare me. And there's some days it does. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I'm brave all the time. And
Right.
there's sometimes I take off running back the hallway because
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Which, again, you're setting a boundary there.
Yeah.
You're basically saying, nope, sorry.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check us out at podcastoftheparanormal.com. You could find links to our social media, links to our episodes. You could stream right from the website, or you could listen at your favorite podcast provider. If you want to come on the show, use our contact form, or you can email us at contact@podcastoftheparanormal.com.
It's very odd to me, and I don't know what to make of it. You know, I'm like I said, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe he was in that room with me because I've never had such. I wish I could even try to give you a description of like how comforting, but there was nothing but comfort and love and peace in that room, and it honestly makes me feel better. It was. You know what? Here's the best way I can describe it. You know that comforting feeling you get when you go to like grandma's house or papa's house,
Yeah.
and you just feel nothing but love and peace, and you're like, this is home.
Yep.
It was that. It was the best feeling in the world. There was no fear. There was no fear. I knew I was going to be okay because he was there.
I mean, it sounds like most of this is very positive. You know what I mean? So, I mean, my unprofessional opinion, I guess. I can't say it's my professional opinion. We're dealing with pseudoscience here. But my unprofessional opinion is that whatever you're doing, you're handling it in the right way. You're setting the boundaries and, you know, you're having generally positive experiences, except for those, you know, that one time a year when it's almost like poking the bear a little bit.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, like, I can't say thank you enough to like the one that did try to warn me. You know, I just wish I would have known like what it was trying to warn me from, because I didn't know. I thought I was just going crazy because I mean, like I said, there was a lot of trauma and stuff going on at that time in my life, and I had no idea that that's what it was trying. But if it wasn't for that, I don't know if I would have made it. You know.
Yeah, and this might be off limits, so you don't have to answer. But would you be able to describe any of the other type of trauma that was going on in your life? You could be as vague as possible, or just, you know.
Oh no, I don't care to describe it. It's part of my story. It's just something that happened. I had found out during the fall of 2022 that my youngest son's dad had abused my daughters. He's now serving time. Luckily, he's where he needs to be. And I couldn't cope with that at all. As a parent, you know, your world completely shatters.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When somebody hurts one of your babies.
Yeah.
And the guy I was with handed me drugs to cope. And I took them, and it's not an excuse. I knew it was wrong. I did it anyways because I was too afraid to ask for help. And there was like a lot of domestic violence going on. I lost custody of my kids. So it was a series of horrible, traumatic events, like all within a very short time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry you got to go through that.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'm sorry.
I'm coming up on about 3 years of sobriety now.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, I live every day for my kids now. And when I get to see them and talk to them, you know, which of course, I'd love it to be more, but, you know, I'll take what I can get right now. But they're happy and healthy, and that's all I could want.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So again, I mean, we're back to that transitional period then, right? You're still.
Absolutely.
I think you're still in it, to be honest.
Really?
I mean, again, my unprofessional opinion, but yeah, I mean, that's 3 years ago. But you're making progress, right? So you said you're sober now for 3 years, right?
Yep.
You see your kids when you could. So that's progress. That's good. That's perfect.
Yep. Baby steps are still steps, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe this is going somewhere. Maybe this is like a learning experience, Hell, if these, entities that you're encountering, maybe they're sort of guides, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I could agree with that.
What do you think, Gabrielle?
I was considering that. Like, are they almost like guardians that are there to like kind of help lead you on the right path?
That makes me feel amazing because, I just, I don't know who they are, but they've saved my life more than once, if that's the case.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And I think too, like, a lot of people will act like they're not afraid when these things happen to them. But honestly, who wouldn't be afraid if something like this happened? You know what I mean? Like, even if you are, like investigating or not, like it's still scary when you experience something like this.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And like I said, there's times that like I'll walk in the room with it and be like, you need to stop.
Yeah.
This is enough. And then other times I'm running like a child back the hallway because apparently my boyfriend can fight a ghost if necessary. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. No, does he set boundaries too? Does he set the line?
No, he kind of leaves that up to me.
Yeah.
Kinda like, that's you.
That's your stuff, yeah. That's your baggage, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I warned him before we moved in together, so that's on him. He made this choice.
Oh, he did. So he knew and he went right into it, huh? Nice.
Yeah, I mean, he knowingly walked in, so that's his problem now.
So have you ever investigated? Have you ever done any like ghost hunts or anything like that?
No, but I have always been super interested in that stuff. My mom's always been into it. My sisters have too. Like, so we're itching to do that one day for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a little bit of a self-care kind of thing, right, Gab?
Yeah.
Gabrielle loves self-care.
I do.
That's how we got into this.
Self-care is necessary, 100%.
So
trust me. That's a big thing with sobriety. Like, they always preach that.
Yes.
You gotta take care of yourself. So.
Yep.
I have a weird question. Have you ever tried to talk to the spirits about what had happened to you?
No, I don't actually never had that thought, actually.
I'm actually wondering, like, if you talk to them and you explain, like everything that you went through, the attack, your recovery, like maybe explain how like all of that made you feel, how their presence makes you feel. I'm wondering if that would like change like your interactions with them.
Well, even tell them that if they're specifically around to feed off that trauma,
right,
that you don't appreciate that, and you could set a line with that too.
Oh wow, okay. I mean, like, how does one do something like that? Like, communicate like that with them?
You could just sit down and talk to them.
Okay.
I would find like the spot maybe where you feel them the most, sit down, get comfortable. You could even like record it if you want and see if you hear anything, like when you're playing it back.
Write a note, leave a note out.
And you could even maybe in a way like be cathartic for you to like talk about it. And, nobody's really there to say anything to you, to interject. You can just tell your story out there like in the open.
Mm-hmm. That's a thought.
And then when your family and your loved ones are asking what all these weird notes are laying around the house, you just say, oh, that's just my side project. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's completely normal. Just ignore it.
Yeah.
Well, because it's for you, right? This is for you, like if it's something you need to do to heal. I mean, I've been to therapists before and I've had them tell me, write a note, tuck it away, and then when the issue resolves itself, light it on fire.
I've heard of that too. We actually did that before, yeah. But that's an idea. Absolutely. I think I'd be open to trying that for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, your mind is a funny thing, like your perception and how you change your perception around these things. That's what creates your reality. So if you're having issues with these things and you don't like them, and like I said, it seems very, very positive, 90% of the time, except for that one time a year. If it helps you to do these little exercises to sort of, put it out there, get it off your mind, and like heal a little bit and set those boundaries. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? I mean,
Oh, not that great.
It's already there.
Right.
You know, like,
Right.
I would definitely have to give that a shot for sure.
Yeah.
Because I thought you guys were about to bring up an Ouija board.
No.
No.
I don't think I can't recommend that to anybody, I don't think.
No.
You know what I mean? You don't seem like you'd be too comfortable with that anyway, being a Christian, so I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking about doing it in the first place. And plus, my son has warned me that if there wasn't a Ouija board in the house, he's never spending the night with me again. So, I'm going to try to keep that out for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
we have one. We have one out for decoration, actually, in our right outside of our dining room.
Yeah, we don't use it.
Wow. I mean, well, I know it's a cool decoration. Yeah, for
It was
sure.
handmade. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's awesome. I bet it really is cool.
To wrap it up, do you think that these events are escalating as the years go on, or is it kind of just staying where it's at?
I kind of think it's just, for now, it's been kind of consistent every year.
Yeah.
Have they started for this year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around end of April, it's pretty consistent. And then it just kind of like escalates as the weeks go on. And then within a few days, it's really kind of intense feelings. And then it does not stick around really after the anniversary.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Oh, that's interesting.
Just because I know you mentioned you see a therapist. Have you talked to your therapist about any of this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, it's really reassuring that she can't tell other people that all this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But she's pretty open and cool about it. And, you know, she just tells me to, you know, keep a journal, write it all down. Just so that way, you know, go back and look and be like, well, no, I said this. See, it really happened. And, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to not think that, like, have somebody look at you like.
Now, does any of this happen to you in your dreams, in your dream state?
Sometimes. It's not very often. I've only had maybe a handful of dreams where it's kind of made itself known.
Mm-hmm. You said you kept a journal, so I was wondering if you kept a dream journal as well.
Oh, all that goes in the same one.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's funny too, and the other reason I'm asking that is because I have found that I keep a dream journal, and I found that when I go back, some of the weird bonkers dreams that I have relate to things that are going on further on in my life. So it's almost like they're out of place when I'm having those dreams, but then they make sense later.
I have a lot of deja vu dreams. Those end up happening.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that is very eerie at times, but, you know, and it's all for usually the most random things. Like, it's not like a consistent, like, big life-changing things. It'll just be like driving down the road sometimes, but it reminds me that that's where I need to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I was saying, like, it may be totally crazy now, but later on it might make sense to you.
Yeah.
Awesome. You gave me some pretty good ideas today. I appreciate it.
What do you think, Gabrielle? You got anything for us here?
No, that's all I could think of. That's all I got. Is there any other stories you want to tell us?
I mean, let me think here. I mean, I will say this. So I feel like maybe there's something through my mom's side of the family, I think. And I think that, like, we all have had, like, this extra, like, feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was just a young child when my grandma died. And as a couple days later, they went to the hospital to get her things. And, like, when they were leaving, I'm in the back seat talking to somebody, and when they asked me who I was talking to, I said, Mama. So, like, I feel like there's something, and it's maybe followed me my whole entire life, and, like, my mom's like that, and, like, my grandma was like that, so maybe it's just in our DNA, but
Yeah.
nothing really else comes to mind.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, where's your mother's side from? What part of the world have they come here from?
So they all are from, like, the people who came over here. Those are from, like, England and, like, Ireland, and I think there's some Scottish in there as well.
Yeah, Wales and all that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gaelic.
The only reason I'm asking is because Gabrielle's family, she believes it comes from that part of the world too. She's Welsh. And,
Yeah.
Well, then that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how in the world they ended up in West Virginia, I'm not for sure, but, we're here.
And it always interests me because it comes down like through the maternal line, like woman to woman to woman, like all the way down. And it makes me wonder, like, what were our ancestors like?
Oh.
Like, if this is what we can do and we like don't really tap into it, like, what were they like?
Yeah.
Were they able to tap into it? And what was it like for them?
Oh, they probably got labeled as insane, that's for sure.
Right? Yeah.
But
Or witches and,
Yeah.
hung. So
sometimes it feels like a good thing to have that extra sense, and then other times it's like, ugh, you couldn't have like kept that away. But
yeah, well, I mean, my only advice to you would be when you hear that voice in your head again, learn to trust it a little bit. It may seem silly. As long as you trust it and you act on it and you're not hurting other people and you're not getting in the way of your family and stuff like that. Or yourself, right?
Right.
Pay attention to it. See where it takes you.
Oh, yeah. I definitely trust it for sure now. I'm going to take to heart everything that it ever tells me ever again.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you all letting me come on here and share my story. That's awesome. This is a total first for me, and I didn't know what really to expect, and you all have made it really fun, so I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad. We appreciate you coming on and telling your story and being so open with us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Hopefully it'll help somebody maybe one day.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. If you like, you can check us out on our website for some more information, podcastoftheparanormal.com. You can check out the episodes, get some additional information, find our social media links. There is a contact form there where you can reach out, let us know if you'd like to be a guest, or maybe you have topics that you'd like us to cover on the show. So we'd love to hear from you.
Yep. Let us know in the comments. Like, comment, share, all that jazz. That really helps us get our show out there. Anyway, what do we got next time?
My mom is actually coming on to discuss experiences that she has had throughout her life.
Yeah, so this is kind of like a continuation of the growing up in a haunted house episode.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that one. It was a great interview. I'm glad she came on, and I hope y'all are looking forward to it also.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for everybody to finally hear it.
Anyway, as always, thanks for listening.
See you next time.